So good morning once again. Today, what we're going to do is, depending on the speed by which we discuss. Number one, we're going to do what we call an efficient frontier. So let me just show you what an efficient frontier is. This is what we did in the other section. Okay, this is what we want to do. No? We want to come up with this efficient frontier. Data. Just delete this. Okay, anyway. So what's an efficient frontier? An efficient frontier, guys, tells us of the different combinations of portfolio, okay, which we will be explaining in a while. But this is the end goal in mind. And then once we're done with this, we're going to work on the last two worksheets. Okay. So let's first work on our efficient frontier. So we start with the, we'll be working on an efficient frontier of 2 assets. Okay, as an example of what an efficient frontier is, we can of course do this with 10 assets, 20 assets, but that will be more involved. That will be more complicated. So let's just use a 2-asset portfolio. Now, what we have to do is to Control C, Control V. What we have to do is to compute for the excess returns. Okay, let's compute for the excess returns of Apple and Intel. Let me just merge. Excess returns. Okay. The excess returns, guys, we need this in order to compute for our variance covariance. Okay. We're going to use the excess returns to compute for our variance covariance. Okay, so the excess returns will simply be equal to, it's the returns of your asset, in this case Apple, and then we subtract it by the average of all the returns for Apple. Okay, so we have this there. So this is simply this return for this particular period minus the average, and then we have to fix this because we're going to copy this, fix the row. Okay, we fix the row, we're going to copy it down and also to the right. Okay. All right, so I copy this to the right and then copy down. There, we now have our excess returns. It's just getting the difference between your return and the average of the returns, and then you do that for all the returns. Also with Intel, so this is the return minus the average of your returns. So that's what we mean by excess returns. Okay. So let's now compute for the statistics of our statistics. Let's copy this again, Control C, Control V. Okay, maybe add one more here. Insert. Okay, let's now compute for our, okay, so let me just reduce this by, and then I'll put here efficient frontier. Okay, let's compute for the annualized. Average returns. And then we have the annualized. Okay, maybe I should put here annualized. Annualized. And we have average returns. That means that's annualized. And then the variance. And then the standard deviation. Okay, we can now compute for the average returns, for the variance and the standard deviation. Okay, the average returns will simply be equal to, okay, the average of our returns, the average of the returns. And then guys, and then now notice that remember this is weekly data. So in order to convert it into annualized returns, we have to multiply that by 52. So 52 times the average of the average of our weekly returns times 52. Okay, and we don't need to fix this because we're just going to copy this to the right. We're not going to copy it down. Okay, so that's if you recall, it's 0.36 and Intel has 0.06. So this is consistent with what we computed before, right? For Apple, 36%, for Intel, 6.13%. Okay, and variance is simply, again, we get the variance var.s of our Apple okay, and then same guys, we multiply this by 52. 52 times the variance to convert it into annualized variance. Okay, and then for standard deviation, you either get the square root of that, or let's compute that. We use stdev.s of our Apple returns. Apple returns, but we have to multiply this by 52. Okay, square root of 52, if you recall, guys, should be the square root of 52. Control Enter. Okay, which if we check, guys, it's equal to the square root of the variance. Square root of the variance is just your standard deviation. Okay, the same. And then copy to the right. Okay. All right, let me pause for a while and give you time to compute for your average returns, risk in the form of variance and standard deviation. Just use 4 decimal places. Okay, when you're done, guys, kindly chat, please, so that I know I can proceed already. Okay, thank you, Jean. Okay, these are just we have computed this before, guys. We know how to compute that. Thank you, Angelica. Thank you, Nike. Okay, me. Okay, good, Lance. Thank you. All right. So once we have computed for our average returns, annualized variance, and annualized standard deviation, we can now compute for our variance covariance. Variance. This is our var covar. This is weekly based on the data. Okay. Now for our var covar, guys, what we're going to do is use the excess returns. Okay. Hindi natin gagamitin yung returns mismo, but the excess returns. So let's use, once again, data analysis. and then covariance. Okay. All right. So input range natin will be ito, yung excess returns natin, sama natin yung title, control shift down arrow, shift enter. Oops. Okay, so input range, yung returns ni Apple at saka ni Intel, in column siya, labels in first row. And then yung output natin, dito natin lagay yung output, sige, sa I8 here. Okay, para kasi magkakaroon ng label sa taas, no? Okay. Okay, sandali ah. Mali yata ako. Okay, E2 to F210, tama. Columns, output range is here, I8. Okay, ano yung sabi? Covariance will overwrite existing data. Press OK to overwrite data in range. Portfolio obstructs optimization. Okay. Ay, kailangan pala ng 2 spaces. No? Anyway, sige, okay na yan. Kulang na, kailangan ng 2 spaces. No? Okay, so this is your variance, covariance, weekly. Okay, and alam natin guys, yung covariance ng Apple and Intel is simply equal to the covariance of Intel and Apple. So, click natin ito. Kinapi lang natin. Excuse me. Okay, so let's copy this. Control C, Control V. Okay, this time we're going to make this as annual na to, no? Annual na. Kailangan i-convert natin to annual. And remember how do we convert this into annual, guys? We multiply the variance covariance with 52. So very easy to do that. Copy natin tong 52 dito sa data natin. Okay? Then paste special. Paste special natin, multiply lang. No? We're telling Excel to multiply all the elements here with 52. Okay. Okay, so may error tayo dito. Hindi gumagalaw to, no? So gawin natin, guys, ulitin ko ha, Control C. And then values lang copyhin natin, no? So tinanggal ko, sorry ha, tinanggal ko yung mga formulas, guys, kasi nung kinapi natin kanina, sumama yung formula. So here I'm just copying the values and then Control C. Saka ako na i-multiply ulit ng 52. Paste special and then multiply. There. Okay, tama na siya. Okay, so this will be our variance covariance. No? Variance covariance natin for just format ko lang para okay. All right. So let me highlight this so that we know that this will be the variance covariance that we're going to use. Baka ma-confuse tayo dito sa weekly. Annual yung gagamitin natin. Okay. Now, to create our efficient frontier. To create our efficient frontier, kailangan natin, guys, ng Control C, Control V. Kailangan natin, ilalagay natin yung weights ni Apple at saka ni Intel. And then, kailangan natin computein yung portfolio returns. At saka yung standard deviation niya or portfolio risk. Okay, kasi ito yung ipa-plot natin guys for our variance covariance. For our efficient portfolio. Okay, so kailangan natin maglagay ng weights dito. I-merge ko lang siya. Ito na lang. Control C, Control V, tapos weights. Okay. Now, ang gagawin nating weights, guys, medyo mag-extend tayo, no? So, first, I'm going to use 150%. 150% kay Apple. So, dito kay Intel is equal to 1 minus 150%. Okay? If Apple has 150%, ilan yung kay Intel? Negative 50%. Okay, let me explain what this means. Ano ibig sabihin ng 150% kay Apple tapos negative 50% kay Intel dun sa portfolio natin? We call it short sales, no? Ang tawag diyan shorting or short sales. Ang ibig sabihin nun, kunyari yung amount na dapat yung amount, okay, kunyari 100 pesos, no? 100 pesos to make the example simple. So 50% dapat kay Intel, pero ang gagawin natin, uutangin natin tong 50% na to, yung 50 pesos, tapos instead of putting it in Intel, ilalagay natin kay Apple. Okay, ang tawag doon short sales, guys. Inuutang natin yung kay Intel, tapos ilalagay natin kay Apple. That's why si Apple nagkaroon ng 150%, tapos si Intel may utang tayo na 50%. Okay? So normally guys, may mga countries katulad sa Philippines hindi pa pwedeng short sales, no? Hindi pa pwedeng ganito. Pero ang gagawin natin guys, just for purposes of computation, maglalagay tayo ng short sales. So ang gagawin natin dito kay Apple, from 150 hanggang negative 150 siya. Si Intel naman from negative 50 up to 150. So parang reverse lang siya, no? So ang gagawin natin, if fill up natin si Apple, fill series in columns. Okay. Step value natin, sige, tig 5% gawin natin. Tig 5% and then stop value negative 50%. Okay, so ang sinasabi ko dito, mag-ano siya ng 5%, dapat step value negative to, no? Kasi magbabawas siya, no? So from 150, mababawasan ng 5%, 5%, 5% hanggang umabot siya ng negative 50%. So that's what this is doing. Okay? So take a look guys, hanggang negative 50 siya. Tapos itong formula natin kay Intel, which is 1 minus the weight ng Apple, double click, yan. Hanggang 150% naman siya. So dito naka-short dito si Apple, tapos linagay natin lahat kay Intel. Tapos ito baliktad naman. Okay? So yung may mga short sales tayo, ito 'yon, yung may mga negative. Lagay ko lang ng blue, no? Okay, ito yung may mga short sales natin. Ito yung walang short sales. Si positive yung mga natin, no? Oops. Let me change the color. Yan. Tapos itong may negative ulit, ito yung may short sales tayo. Okay, again guys, sa Philippine setting, hindi ina-allow yung short sales. Pero ginagamit lang natin siya dito for just to look at the efficient frontier. Okay? So ito guys yung weights ng natin, ng portfolio natin, ha. For example, ito ibig sabihin nito, 65% ang ilalagay natin kay Apple, 35% ang ilalagay natin kay Intel, etc. So these are different combinations of weights. Tapos, how do we compute for the portfolio rate return? It will be based on our average return for Apple and Intel, no? So to compute for the portfolio return, if this is our weight, if you recall guys, ano yung formula natin to? We will just multiply the weight of Apple multiplied by the returns of Apple, and then weight of Intel multiplied by the return of Intel. So simple lang siya. It's equal to the sum product, no? sum product of Apple, the weights of Apple and Intel with the average return of Apple and Intel. And then we have to fix this row, guys, no? Kailangan naka-fix siya sa row 4 para pag kinapin down natin, hindi siya aalis dun sa row na yan. Okay? So let me pause for a while, guys. Just in case you have questions on the weights also, guys, paki-chat na lang. Kung may question kayo dun sa weights.
How did you do the weights?
Sorry?
Sir, how did you do the weights?
Okay, sige. Okay? Enter ko muna to, ha. So for the weights, di ba nagsimula tayo dito kay Apple. Naglagay akong 150%. Tapos si Intel, siyempre kasi dadalawa lang naman sila, 1 minus 150%. No? So ang tanong, bakit naglagay tayo dito ng 150 kay Apple? Di ba dapat from 0 to 100 lang? Sabi natin, here, mag-a-allow lang tayo ng short sales. Sa ibang countries, guys, pwede itong short sales. Ibig sabihin, utangin mo muna yung 50% ni Intel, tapos ilalagay mo siya kay Apple. Later on, guys, syempre, babayaran mo yung kay Intel na yan. Okay, so, tapos ang ginawa natin, si Apple, iaano din natin ang weight siya from 150 down to negative 50, parang kay Intel, no? So from 150, diba, dito tayo kanina, tapos home, and then fill. We're using the fill function of Excel, and then series. So ang ginawa natin dito, series is in columns, tapos step value natin, negative 5%. But negative 5%, gusto natin increments ng 5%. Of course, pwedeng 1% lang, guys. Pwedeng 10%, pwedeng 20%. It's really up to you or up to us. Para sa atin, tigpa 5%, okay na yun. No? And then stop value niya, so si Apple dapat magtatapos sa negative 50%. Yun. Para naka-short sales din ng 50% si Apple, parang kay Intel. Okay, so step value, tagpa 5%, 5%, kaya ayan guys, so, nag-i-increment siya ng 5% pababa. No? Negative 5% kasi hanggang negative 50%. Okay, so pag in-okay ko to, okay, ito yung na-generate niya. Yan, no? Yan. Hanggang negative 50. Okay, nawala nga lang yung, babalik ko yung kulay ng dito. Tapos yung kay Apple, it's just a formula. It's just 1 minus 150. 1 minus the weight of Apple. Kasi guys, dapat 100% yung dalawa, di ba? So pag in-add nyo to, 100% yan eh. 100% plus 0. 65% plus 35%. Okay, did that answer your question?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you. All right. So now, guys, punta tayo sa portfolio return. You know this, guys, ang portfolio return is simply the weighted returns of each of the portfolio. So 150% times Apple returns, tapos negative 50% times Intel returns. Okay? So this is our portfolio returns. Pwede natin siyang i-copy down. Copy down natin. So if we take a look at this, ang lumalabas dito, ang pinakamaganda, no? Kung tutuusin, ang pinakamaganda is 0.512. Definitely guys, si ano, itong ano na to, itong portfolio na to. Yung may short sales tayo. Bakit guys? Kasi malaking returns ni Apple 36%. So syempre gusto natin ilo-load yung ano doon to get the maximum returns. Kung walang short sales guys, ito siya, no? 0.36. Among this one na positive lang yung mga returns nila, positive yung weights hanggang 0. Siyempre ang pinakamalaki diyan yung 100% ni Apple. Okay? Now of course guys, pag titingnan naman natin yung standard deviation, okay, may mga pag ganito yung ano natin, yung weight natin, ganito yung returns natin, may corresponding risk yan. Okay, so if you recall guys, how do we compute for the standard deviation? Diba, may formula guys, ang risk ng isang portfolio. If you recall, sigma squared is equal to double summation ng Wi, Wj, covariance of Ij. Or in matrix form, weight times variance covariance times the weight transpose. Okay, so we're going to use that yung matrix kasi mas madali yun. Okay, di ba? Ang ginamit natin dyan, sum product muna, di ba? So let's use the sum product function. Sum product of, I hope you recall, M-mult, no? So M-mult muna natin, weight guys, weight muna, diba? Hindi pa pwedeng pagbalik ta rin to, weight times the variance covariance. Okay, so ito yung gagamitin natin, hindi yung weekly, okay? Weight times the variance covariance. Now, since we're going to copy this down, we need to fix the variance covariance. Fix lang natin yung row, no? Kahit yung row lang. Kasi ang pag-copy natin ito pababa going down. So ibig sabihin guys, the column position is not going to change, so no need to fix yung I natin, yung I and J column. Okay, so M-mult yan. Okay, sarado natin M-mult. And then sum product nino. Sum product dun kay weight din. Yan. Okay, so no need to fix the weight. Okay, so this is an array formula. Kailangan guys, pag in-enter natin to, Control-Shift-Enter. Pero may kulang pa to. Kailangan natin lagyan ng square root. Okay, kasi variance pa lang yan . So kunin natin yung square root niya para maging standard deviation siya. Because the standard deviation is the measure used for risk. Okay? So, sige, mag-Control-Shift-Enter ako. There. Okay, flash ko ulit yung formula. Okay, once you're done, guys, kindly chat please para alam ko yung yung kung tapos na kayo. Again, Control-Shift-Enter and then we can copy the formula down. Click lang. Yun na siya. So done. Good. Very good, guys. Flash ko ulit. I hope the rest are following. Thank you. Thank you for your responses, guys. Salamat Salamat thank you for cooperating. Okay. Good. Thank you. Okay, so meron na tayong risk, no? Meron na tayong risk. Kung titingnan naman natin, guys, yung risk, siyempre, ano yung hahanapin natin dito? Yung pinaka-minimum, ano? Minimum ng standard deviation. Tingnan natin. So, ang lumalabas, ang minimum, 0.2639, saan siya? 0.2639, ito, no? Okay? So, ang lumalabas dito, guys, if we're going to minimize risk, dapat ang portfolio natin 55-45. Okay? Kung i-maximize natin yung return natin, kung may short sales, ito siya, no? 150 negative 50. Kung walang short sales, ito siya. 100 0. Okay, 100% yung Apple, 0% yung yung Intel. But then again, guys, sabi natin, no, may risk and return trade-off yan. Ito nga yung pinakamataas na risk na return pero mataas yung risk niya, no? 29.877. Okay? Samantalang ito, guys, okay, ang return niya 0.22 lang, no? Which is kung i-compare natin dito, 0.22 siya. Ang return kasi ni Apple is 0.36, no? Okay, tapos ang return naman ni Intel is 6% lang. So nasa gitna siya, no? Nasa gitna siya. Pero guys, tingnan niyo ang risk nito, itong 26%, it's lower than Apple and lower than Intel. parehong mas mababa dun sa dalawa. So that's what this portfolio is doing. It's giving us a risk that's lower than any of these two assets, and a return that's between these two assets. So yun ang tinatawag natin, guys, sa concept ng risk and return, no? Okay, risk and return. Okay, i-plot na natin, guys, yung ano. We're now going to plot the efficient frontier. But before we do that, magko-compute muna tayo, no? Kasi ang tanong ko, ito na ba talaga, guys, yung minimum variance? Okay, ang problema kasi natin dito, ano to no? 60 tapos 55. What if it was 57%? Okay? Kasi ang ano natin, ang gaps natin dito 5% eh. So hindi natin nakaka-capture talaga kung ilan yung pinakamaliit na pinakamaliit na risk. So we can compute for that, no? We can compute for that. Ang gagawin natin, tanggalin ko muna to, no? What we're going to do is we're going to create an optimal portfolio. Ano yung optimal portfolio? Ito na talaga yung optimal portfolio na minimum risk, no? Portfolio for minimum risk. Lagay ko siya dito. Minimum risk na optimal portfolio. Given our returns, given our variance covariance, yung relationship ng returns ng two assets natin, gusto natin ma-compute yung minimum risk portfolio. Kasi possible na hindi ito, guys eh. Possible na hindi 55-45 kasi kulang tayo dito, no? Wala tayong 59%, wala tayong 58, 50 wala rin tayong 54, 50. Malay natin baka mas maliit kung 59, 41% yung portfolio natin. Okay? So so as to do away with the guesswork, pa-compute natin kay Excel. Ano ba talaga? Ano yung portfolio na magbibigay sa atin ng minimum na risk, no? Okay. So currently, guys, hindi natin alam 'yon, We don't know that. Okay, so what we can do is either we leave it blank or pwede nating i-link dito sa 55-45. Okay? But what's important is we copy this. Control C, Control V. Okay, let's see. Kinopy ko yung formula ng return. Liitan ko lang to. Portfolio siya, no? So ito yung return na yon, return, tapos ito yung risk. Okay. Ano yung return niya, guys? What's the return? Okay. Oops. Tama ba na ang return is some product ng weights na to at saka yung yung average return? 'Di ba tama 'yon, 'di ba? Tapos yung risk niya, yung sum product. So if we put a formula here, kunyari 10% at saka 90%. Check lang natin. Okay. 1090, tama ba to? Pareho ba sa taas? 0.9135, 0.9135, tama, no? 337.56. Okay. Alright. So naglagay muna ako ng dito, ng weights muna. Okay? Or pwede kong tanggalin yan, no? If I remove that, magva-value dito kasi nga wala pang weights natin. Okay. One other thing, guys, ilan dapat yung sum ng portfolio natin? Ilan ba dapat yung sum ng weights natin, guys? So if we sum the weights, okay, sum ko yung weights, ha? So here I have the sum of the weights, And this sum of the weights should be equal to how much, guys? Kindly chat, please. Ilan dapat yung sum ng weights natin? Very good. Thank you, Angelo. Correct, no? Very good. So tama, 100% dapat, no? Yung mga weights natin na to dapat, guys, 100% to. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to ask Excel. Ito yung beauty ng optimization sa Excel. We will ask Excel, computin niya nga ano dapat yung weights na to so that the risk is at a minimum. No? Tapos dapat yung pag sinum up natin tong weights na to, dapat to 100%. So this formula, guys, is the sum. So dapat meron tayong cell na yan na isa-sum up natin yung weights ng portfolio natin. Okay, so make sure you have this. I'll pause for a while for you to do that. Paki-chat please kung ready na. So, dapat may provision na tayo ng 2 cells para sa weights kasi papasolve din natin kay Excel yan. Tapos dapat andyan yung computation ng returns. Pareho lang naman sa taas yan. At saka yung computation ng risk. Tapos dapat andyan yung sum ng 2 weights na to. Okay, good, Jean. Okay, the rest, guys. Paki-chat naman, please. If you have any questions, please feel free, guys. Kailangan natin to bago natin thank you, Louis. Thank you, Aimee. Thank you. That's good. Okay. All right. Sige, so since na-complete nyo na to, pupunta na tayo, guys. Papasolve din na natin kay Excel to. And we're going to use a very important functionality in Excel. No? We go to data. If you go to data, may makikita kayo sa analysis na solver. Okay. Now, in case you don't have this, please chat nga para alam ko kung wala kayong solver dito sa analysis because I'm going to teach you how to install that. Otherwise, guys, we will continue our discussion. Kindly check, guys, data, tapos kung may solver kayo dito sa dulo. Kindly chat or unmute yourself, pakisabi kung meron o wala. Okay, meron. Good. Ayan, si Jean wala. Sino pang wala? Thank you, Jean. Okay, Lance, thank you. All right, sige. I'm going to teach you how to install this. Okay, simple lang siya. Okay, yan. Maraming wala. Okay, good. So we need to install this first, yung solver, kasi si solver ang mag-solve para sa atin. No? Okay, so first you go to File. File. Okay, and then Options. No? Ito sa ribbon dito, Options. Okay, File Options, and then you can see here, Add-ins dito. Sa left side ng screen, you have Add-ins here. Click Add-ins. So si solver kasi add-ins yan eh. So hindi siya automatically naka-engage or naka-install, no? And then here below, you have here Manage Excel Add-ins. Click Go. Okay, click natin si Go. Alright, then ito yung mga parameters na pwede natin. Okay. Alright, ito yung mga add-ins natin. Isa dyan, guys, is Solver Add-in. Solver Add-in. Andyan din si Analysis Toolpack. Ito yung sa data analysis. No? So Solver Add-in, guys, i-click nyo siya, and then okay. Okay. So when you open data again, dapat lumabas na si solver. So let me repeat the process, guys. Go to File, Options, and then Add-ins, and then Manage Excel Add-ins, go. And then click Solver Add-ins, then okay. All right. So those of you who did not have Nike, Angelica, okay, Lance, okay na ba? Jean? Okay, good. Thank you, Lance. About the rest? Nike, Jean? Meron na ba? Angelica? Okay, sige. Let's wait, no? Once you click that solver, tapos punta ulit kayo sa data, dapat makita nyo na tong solver na to. No? Sino pa yung wala kanina? Nike, okay na ba? Angelica? Okay na? Okay. So we will now be using, okay, good. Thank you, Jean. We will now be using, guys, yung solver para i-compute, no? I-compute kung ano yung weights na magbibigay sa atin ng pinakamababang risk. Okay, so let's go to solver. Solver, and you will see this, no? May tatlong main parts dyan. Objective, to what value, objective and to what value. Then you have changing cells and then the constraints. Okay, number one. Ano ba yung objective natin? Di ba ang objective natin, gusto natin ma-minimize yung risk. Pwede rin yung objective, ma-maximize yung returns. Pwede rin yun, no? Pero dito, guys, ang gusto natin malaman kung ano ba yung minimum risk na pwede natin. Okay, so set objective natin, doon tayo sa risk natin, ito. So click this. 047 kasi andyan dyan yung computation ng risk natin. Okay, next. Ano yung objective? Is it maximization or minimization? It is minimization. So click this. Pwede rin naman, guys, returns ang kinocompute natin, no? Returns. Tapos pag returns, syempre maximization yan. Okay, next. Ano yung changing cells? Ano yung sinusolve ni Excel? Ito, yung weights natin. That one. No? Yan ang changing variable cells natin. So ang gagawin niyo dyan, mag-iterate siya dyan, mag-compute siya na mag-compute hanggang lumabas yung pinaka-minimum na risk. No? Okay. Subject to what constraints? Dito, guys, ilalagay natin, may mga conditions ba yung natin, yung optimization problem? Yes. So mag-a-add tayo dito, add. Ano yung condition natin? Di ba dapat yung sum ng mga weights dapat equal to 1? So asan yun? So here you have your weight sum and then it should be equal to. Yan. Dito sa drop down merong less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, kung integer ba siya o binary ba siya o different siya. Okay, so it's equal to 1. Yan. Dapat equal to 100% siya. Okay? Then press OK. Okay, sige, tingnan muna natin ulit ha. Review natin. Number 1, objective natin yung risk. Anong gusto natin? Maximize siya, minimize, or to a particular value? We want the risk to be minimized. Changing cells natin yung weights natin. And then yung constraints natin, this one is that Q47, which is this one, yung sum ng mga weights natin should be equal to 1. Okay? And then, pakichat nga guys kung ready na kayo, kung meron na kayo nito. Bago natin i-solve. Would appreciate guys yung feedback from you kung napasok nyo na yung solver parameters natin.
Sir,
Yes?
will we not be changing the solving method?
So, sorry? Hindi. We're not going to solve. Ito kasi, yung simplex LP, this is only good for linear. Okay? Hindi linear yung ano natin, guys. This has may mga square to, may mga square root. Yung variance natin, yung standard deviation natin is matrix multiplication. Okay? So we're not going to use, yung solving method natin will not be a simplex linear program. I suspect, guys, meron kayong mga subject dati na ginamit itong solver na to, tapos linear lang yung mga equations nyo, x1 plus x2 plus x3, ganyan. Sa atin, guys, hindi. So non-linear yung gagamitin natin. GRG, this is Granger, non-linear. Okay? And then dito naman, make unconstrained variables non-negative. Ang ibig sabihin yan, gusto natin yung mga weights natin non-negative. So we want the weights to be positive. At least for this one, for itong W natin na to. Okay, thank you for that question. Very good question. Okay, may questions pa, guys? Okay, good. Thank you. Who was that who asked a question on yung method?
Me, sir.
Angelo, okay, good. May subject ka ng Angelo dati ng ano?
Yes, sir. DSI MGTS.
Oo, yung DSI MGTS, and doon kasi linear lang yung mga ano nyo doon. Linear lang yung mga ginagamit nyo doon. Kaya you made sure that it is a simplex linear program. Ito hindi, no? This is not a linear program. As I said, guys, yung computation ng risk natin, that's a matrix, no? Hindi linear yan. Okay, naka-square root pa, no? Okay, so solve natin. Let's solve this. All right, then solver found a solution. Okay, tingnan natin yung solution ni solver. Yun, may solution siya. So lumalabas dito, guys, na hindi 55% yung ano. In fact, it's around 57.69, no? And the risk is 0.26739. 0.26739. Dito kasi kanina 26394 ito. 26379 pala, sorry. 26379 yung ano natin, yung optimal portfolio na minimum risk. Okay, so what we're going to do, 5769, isama natin siya dito, no? So dito, it's in between 60 and 55. So insert na lang tayo ng isang row doon. I'm just going to drag here. Okay. And then we will link it to our minimum. Link natin dito sa mga weights natin dito. There. Okay, so pinasok natin siya dito. Copy ko rin dito. And then, there. Okay? Kinopy ko lang yung formula pababa. So ito na, guys, yung minimum portfolio natin. Yan, no? Those two na sinama natin sa ano natin, sa data natin. There. Okay, nakasama na, no? So if you check, guys, 26379. Okay. Ito 2639. For consistency, gawin nga natin na ano. Just for consistency, gawin natin pareho lang natin yung ano, yung decimal places. Okay? 4 decimal places. There. So ito talaga, guys, yung pinaka minimum risk, no? So it was not this one. Hindi siya. Kanina lumabas lang ng ito kasi hindi pa natin kino-compute talaga yung minimum risk. Okay, mukhang pare-pareho to, but if we add 1 decimal place here, okay, you can see that this is 379, this is 390, this is 394. Talagang pinakamali itong 57, around 57.7 and 42.3. Okay? Clear tayo, guys? Paki-chat naman please kung umabot tayo dito sa pag-include natin ng minimum variance sa portfolio natin. Okay, so again, what's this telling us? Given these returns and given this variance covariance or risk profile, ito, guys, yung pinakamagandang ano, itong pinakamagandang weights, yung combination ng ano natin, ng portfolio natin, which will minimize the risk. Wala nang ibang combination, guys, ng portfolio natin na magbibigay sa atin ng pinaka minimum na pinakamaliit na risk. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rance. Thank you, Angelo. Okay, any questions so far, guys? Okay, so no questions. All right, we can now, guys, pwede natin i-plot yung ano natin. Pwede natin i-plot yung portfolio natin. Now, ang gagawin natin, guys, magpa-plot tayo ng blanco. We cannot use this one kasi dapat pag nagpa-plot tayo, nauuna yung x-axis. Ang x-axis natin yung risk. So we'll just create from scratch. No? So just click anywhere here. Okay, and then insert, and then scatter plot. Ito. Let's use this one. Okay, that one. All right. So walang laman, ano? Wala pang laman. Kung magkalaman, guys, tanggalin niyo na muna yung mga yung mga kunyari, if you place it somewhere near here, automatically ipa-plot niya to eh. So just remove those. Ganito lang siya, no? So select data. Right click natin, select data. And then i-delete nyo lang, guys, kung may lumabas na plot. No? Just remove. Click nyo lang tapos remove. Okay. Sa akin, I made sure that it's far away from our data para walang laman. Okay, then mag-add tayo. Add. We call, ilagyan natin ng efficient frontier. No? Name na lang efficient frontier. And then, ang X values natin will be the standard deviation. So, i-click natin yung values ng standard deviation natin. And then, ang Y natin, remove that. Ang Y natin will be yung portfolio returns natin. There. Okay. Okay, then, okay. Okay, so asa na siya? Yun, nasa taas, no? There. So this is now our efficient frontier. Okay, so let me explain this. Medyo malayo siya sa y-axis, ano? Ang gawin natin, i-adjust natin siya. Gawin natin, guys, yung minimum ng x-axis is 0.22 para lumapit-lapit siya dito. So I'm going to click this. Click our x-axis, format x-axis. And then let's make the minimum as gawin natin 0.20, 0.20. Okay, para andito yung y-axis natin, magsisimula. Enter. There. Okay, kung gusto niyo pang bawasan ng konti, pwede rin. Gawin kong 0.22. Enter. Okay. All right. So ito na yung efficient frontier natin. Okay, let me explain what this is. Medyo ano natin ng konting design. I'm going to use this black one. Mas kita kasi pag ito, no? All right. This is what we call the efficient frontier. Okay. Hanapin natin, guys, yung hanapin muna natin tong asa na tong si minimum na to. Where is our minimum variance? Ito, di ba? Ito. So that should be here, guys. Andito siya. That's 26, 38, 23 ito yun, ito. So this one. Pag clinic ko siya, tapos clinic ko ulit. Okay? Dalawang beses kong i-click para siya lang yung ma-highlight. So, saan na siya? 2650. Hindi ito. Ang hirap, ano? Kasi ito ba? 26, 30, hindi pa rin to. Okay. Para mas madali natin makita, guys, kasi ang hirap makita. Tanggalan natin to ng tatanggalan ko siya ng 60%, tatanggalan ko ng 55% para siya yung maiiwan dun sa mag-isa dun, no? Okay, that's a simple technique. bawasan ko ng mga data points kasi ang hirap ma-highlight. Okay, take a look at our plot now. Ayan, mas madali na siya ma-access. Ito na siya, no? Ito. So this is 2638 and 2349. Ito. Let me click that. Click. Okay, so ano ko lang yung format niya. Format, lagyan ko lang ng konting shape. Tsaka fill, yan. Yung pulang yan, guys, no? Yan yung minimum variance natin, no? Ito yung portfolio natin na minimum variance. So let me just add data labels. Dali. Siya lang lalagyan natin ng data label. Right click, add data label. So format natin, format data label. Lagyan ko ng X at saka ng Y. No? Dali. Sumama lahat. No? Control Z. Siya lang gusto ko. No? Ito lang. Format data label. Lagyan natin ng X yan. Okay? So, this point, guys, itong point na to, this is the one that has a risk of 0.26 and a return of 0.23. Di ba? Ito yung what we call the minimum variance portfolio natin. Now, what's important here, guys, is that may iba-iba tayong, ito lahat, guys, itong mga dots dito, ito yung mga combination natin. Okay? Now, if you go down here, okay, itong mga combination na to, guys, these are what we call the inefficient, no? Inefficient weights to, inefficient portfolio. Ito, guys, naman yung sa taas, ito yung mga efficient portfolio. Bakit inefficient portfolio to? Why? Okay, bakit kaya inefficient portfolio? Okay, let me just it's called inefficient, guys, kasi sana mag-mark dito, no? Okay, tingnan nyo. Let's take a look at this, guys. Ito. Is red. Take a look at this. This is a portfolio din to, no? Pero ang risk niya, tingnan yung risk niya ito. Ito yung risk niya, di ba? Ito. Ang return niya ito, around mga 10% lang yan. A little over 10%. Okay? Now, you can find another portfolio here. Okay, let me go up here. This portfolio, guys, has the same risk, no? Pero higher returns, di ba? O, di ba? Yan. Mas mataas yung returns nito kaysa dito, tapos pareho lang yung risk. In other words, guys, ito, below the minimum variance, itong mga to, these points here, they are the inefficient ones. Inefficient. So, wag kayo magpo-portfolio na yan yung weight niya. No? Inefficient kasi yan eh. Itong nasa taas, ito yung efficient, guys. Yung nasa ano lang nasa efficient frontier, itong nasa line na to. No? Now, if you have any asset na andi dito, guys, kunyari andi dito yung asset natin. Okay? Mga ano din yan, guys, mga inefficient. No? Only the assets, the portfolio that is on the frontier, itong line na to. Sila lang, guys, yung efficient. Bakit inefficient to? Kunyari, ito yung asset natin. So remember, guys, every asset, every dot here is a portfolio and it contains a weight ng Apple at saka weight ng Intel. Dito, guys, ang return nito is this one, di ba? Ang risk nito is this one. But you can always find another asset here on the efficient horizon, ito, na mas mataas yung return niya, tapos pareho lang yung risk. Okay? So that's what this diagram is telling us, no? Itong point na to, ito yung minimum variance, no? Where the weight of Apple is 57.6% and the weight of Intel is 42.31%. Wala ka nang ibang makikita na portfolio na mas maliit pa yung ano diyan, yung risk. Yan na yan. Yan na yung pinakamaliit na risk. Okay? All right. So that guys summarizes yung efficient frontier natin. Okay, there's also a way to compute for the efficient frontier of a portfolio that has more than 2 stocks. Kunyari 10 stocks, pwede yun, kaso mas involved yung computation nun. So ang gusto ko lang sabihin doon guys, pwedeng computein din yung efficient frontier kung more than 2 stocks. Okay, tayo sinimplify muna natin into 2 stocks, no? Kasi ang gusto ko lang naman dito maano sa inyo yung idea ng Markovitch modern portfolio theory. Yan yung sinasabi ng modern portfolio theory. Okay, given the historical returns of your assets, ito si Apple at saka si Intel, pwede kang mag-create, no, ng isang efficient frontier para malaman natin so that we know anong weights ng Apple at saka Intel ang magbibigay sa atin ng efficient na portfolio. Malalaman din natin dito guys kung ano yung pinakamaliit na risk, okay, sa portfolio natin. And of course, as we go up guys, okay, ito na yung tinatawag natin risk and return trade-off. Okay, so sino mas maganda, ito o ito? Well, depende sa iyo yun guys, no? Depende sa investor na yan. A riskier investor might want to have this. So willing siya na ang risk niya ito, okay, pero ang return niya mataas. Yung isa naman, siguro mas lesser yung risk niya. Dito lang ako, sabi niya, dito lang ako kasi ito lang yung risk ko. Ito lang, tapos ang return ko, siyempre mas mababa, no? Compared to these points that are on the efficient frontier pero mas mataas. So ito na tinatawag natin, as I mentioned a while ago, is the risk return trade-off. May trade-off yan. No? Gusto mo mas mataas yung returns? Okay. Ito, pwede ito, no? Pwede ito. And ma-identify naman natin kung ano yung weight ng portfolio na to eh. Ito yung return niya, 0.5. Pero guys, take note na mas mataas yung risk niya. May x-axis natin yung risk. Okay, very good guys. Any questions about that guys? Itong efficient frontier natin? A very, very beautiful concept guys of the risk and return concept. Okay, of course guys, you won't learn this in any other subject. Dito lang yan sa, unless mag-fin kayo as a course, then you learn more about this dun sa mga subjects sa finance. Okay, questions guys? Paki-chat naman please kung clear so far para punta na tayo dito. We go here. Questions?
Sir, can you walk us through again how you made the table?
The table, which table?
The chart, I mean, sir, the chart.
Sorry, pakilakas ang hina ng ng Bluetooth.
The chart,
Which
sir.
one?
The chart.
This one, the chart?
Yes. Oh.
The chart mismo, ha?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sige, okay. All right, sige. Thank you for that question. No? Okay, let me walk you through again how to make the chart. Okay, tandaan lang natin guys. Oops, sorry, gumalaw. Control Z. Dito na lang, no? Kasi I can send this file to you. Okay, dito lang natin. Pag nag-create tayo ng chart guys, x-axis, y-axis lang naman yan, no? Ang x-axis natin will be the standard deviation. Ang y-axis natin will be the portfolio return. So sige, mag-insert na tayo dito. Insert. Okay. Scatter plot ang gagamitin natin. Ito, no? Yung curve na may points, no? Okay, there. Okay, then right-click natin, di ba? Magse-select tayo ng data. Okay, add tayo dito, add. Okay, you can put here efficient frontier, yung pangalan. Okay, ang x-axis natin, dapat yung risk natin. Control Shift down arrow. Yan. Tapos ang y natin, you have to delete that. Y natin will be your portfolio returns. No? There. Okay. Okay. Yun na. Lalabas na to. Okay, then ang ginawa natin, in-adjust natin to kasi masyado siyang malayo dito. No? I'll just adjust this. Right-click natin. Tapos, format axis. What we did was to make this yung minimum at 0.22. Enter. Yan. Medyo lumapit na siya doon. No? And then, finormat lang natin yung design niya. Ito. Yan. Okay? Did that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Tapos ito, linagyan lang natin ng ng clinic ko to. Pag clinic yung any data points here, makiklik lahat, no? So, isa pang click. Para siya lang yung makiklik, yung itong minimum variance natin. Tapos, finormat ko lang siya ng shape ng fill na red. Para kitang-kita natin. So, itong point na to, guys, which is 57% Apple, 43% Intel, this is the portfolio that will give us the minimum risk. Kaya ang tawag sa kanya, minimum variance portfolio. Okay? And then sabi natin, above this line, ito yung mga efficient na portfolios. Below this line, below here on this curve, yan yung mga inefficient. We don't want to have portfolios that are here. O kaya portfolios anywhere outside this efficient frontier. Pag may portfolio ka na outside this efficient frontier, inefficient yun. Okay? So itong nasa taas, guys, itong mga nasa efficient frontier, yung nasa line na. And then here we can see the risk and return trade-off. Okay? Efficient ba to? Yes. Efficient ba rin to? Yes. Lahat yan efficient. Kaso nga lang, magkakaiba sila based on the risk and return trade-off. Okay? Risk appetite ng tao. Risk taker yung investor, pwede siya dito. No? Pwede siya dito. Of course, it has a higher risk pero higher return naman. An individual, let's say moderate yung risk appetite niya, dito lang ako, no? Ito yung risk ko, tapos ito yung return na makukuha ko. So this amplifies, guys, the concept of risk and return. Okay? Okay, did that answer your question? Sino yung nagtanong? Sorry, hindi ko nakita. Who was the one who asked?
I was the one.
Angelo? Okay. Na-answer ba yung question mo?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Angelo. Okay, so punta tayo dito, guys. Actually, guys, kayang-kaya nang gawin to. But let me just walk you through. Let me just walk you through, guys, yung what to do here. Okay, so first we will have to babaguhin natin to, guys, kasi ito yung nag-variance covariance tayo dito last time. Hindi natin ginamit yung excess returns. Dapat excess returns ang gagamitin natin. So let's first mag-insert tayo dito insert lang tayo ng some rows, insert. Tapos we will have to copy this, Control C, Control V. Oops, eksakto. Insert po ulit ako, insert. Okay, we will have to use, guys, the excess returns, no? To compute for the variance covariance. Okay, so let's do that. So very quickly, this is equal to returns of Apple minus, di ba sabi natin, kunin natin yung average returns to Apple. Average, sumobra siya dapat hanggang L210 lang, no? 210 lang. Okay, and then we have to fix this. Okay, pati L3. Okay, naka-fix lang yung row 3 up to row 210. Okay, Control Enter. Then we can copy this to the right, guys. To the right, and then hindi kayang mag-click to kasi walang laman dito, no? Then click natin pababa na lang. There. Okay. So ito na yung excess returns natin. Control 1. Merge cells, wrap text. So this is now our excess returns. Okay? Excess returns na natin to, which means guys na iyan ang gagamitin natin to compute for our variance covariance. So just like the others guys, maglagay muna tayo dito ng sige, okay na to. Maglagay ulit tayo ng statistics dito. Tatlo. So this is our annualized natin ng average returns, variance, and our standard deviation. Okay, so we know how to compute this already, guys. So I'll just go through this quickly. Sabi natin yung average returns natin, di ba? It will be based on the returns, no? Is equal to average ng hanggang L210, okay? But since weekly siya, di ba, multiply natin ng 52. Okay, 52 times the average of your average returns. Okay, dali Okay, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry. Kasi average returns natin, okay, but let's just use this, no? Ito na naman siya, no? So I'm not going to compute it anymore. It's here. Okay, di ba? Ito siya, 52 times the average. So, kasi mag-e-expand yung column natin masyado eh. Okay, so let me just remove this. Delete. Okay, ito na. Itong mababago guys, this will be changed. Delete natin to, clear all. Dito natin ilalagay yung variance covariance. We're going to use the excess returns. No? Okay, variance covariance, then data analysis, variance covariance. Okay, then ano yung data natin? E2, yan. Hindi, dapat V na to, no? We have to use the excess returns na. No? So I'm going to change this. It should be V2 hanggang V AD AD 210. So V2 hanggang AD 210. Okay, then output natin, dito natin ilagay AG4. Alright, ang naiba lang dito guys, kasi last time what we did was to get the variance covariance of the returns. In practice, ang ginagamit yung variance covariance ng excess returns. No? Okay? So, okay siya? Alright, so ito na ngayon yung variance covariance natin. Okay, and then once again, what do we do with this? We copy this, Control C, and then paste values lang. So values lang yung kinopy natin. Bakit values lang guys? Kasi kukunin natin yung ano dito, di ba? What we're going to do is we're going to first convert, i-fill up muna natin to. Okay, so this is just a review guys. So di ba ang gagawin natin, copy natin to. Control C. And then dito siya. Paste special. Values lang. Tapos transpose. And then skip blanks. Okay. Values. Skip blanks, transpose. Okay, there. Okay, so naka-copy na natin yung ano, no? Na-copy na natin yung yung variance covariance, pati yung mga upper portion. And then we will have to convert this into annualized. Paano natin i-convert to annualized? Control C, copy natin itong 52. And then dito, paste special, multiply. I-multiply natin yung 52 dito sa lahat. Okay, all right. So if you check guys yung variance ni Apple, 0.089, diba? Let's check yung variance ni Apple. Variance 0.089, yan, tama. Okay, it's almost time guys. It's almost time. Let me just guys show you yung ito, no? Yung equal weights, madali lang yan, no? Madali lang yan. Bali dito ang weights natin is equal to 1/8. Okay, 1/8 kasi guys yung portfolio natin hindi natin isasama si GSPC ha. Si ano lang hanggang Intel lang. There. Okay? Then if you sum this up, there. So 100% yung ano niya, no? So this is just 1/8. Bakit 1/8? Kasi 8 yung stocks natin. Okay, it's already time guys. May I have just 3 to 4 minute guys na a little extension kung okay lang sa inyo. But if you need to go guys, you may leave, no? Yung mga pwede lang magstay ng konti. May I have your permission to extend just by 3-4 minutes guys? Okay lang ba? Salamat ha. So if you still can stay, kindly stay. If not guys, if you need to go, okay lang din, no problem. So paano natin i-compute yung portfolio returns guys? Paano natin i-compute to? 'Di ba? Sum product to eh, 'di ba? Sum product ng itong weights natin, comma, at saka yung portfolio returns natin dito. Yung hanggang kay Intel lang ha, guys. Hanggang kay Intel. There. Actually, para mas mabilis tayo, para hindi na natin kukunin to, bigyan na lang natin ng pangalan to, no? So I'm going to give this a name so that it's easier for us to access this. Itong 36 hanggang 6.13, we'll call it portrait na lang. Portrait, no? Enter. Okay, kasi we keep on copying it. So yung portrait na yun guys, yung returns ng 8 stocks. So our portfolio returns will be some product. So i-multiply na natin yung mga weights natin with si portrait, ito. Portfolio returns which consist of yung returns ng 8 assets natin. Enter. There. So you have portfolio returns 29.952. Okay, how about yung portfolio risk natin? Again, yung ano natin, square root, di ba? Square root ng sum product ng M-mult. M-mult ng mga weight natin, weights, okay? Comma, yung variance covariance natin, which is this one. Okay? Please take note na hindi kasama si Intel. Okay, 8 stocks lang tayo. Okay, Intel kasi is the index. Binigyan pala natin siya ng pangalan, var cover, ano? Para mas madali natin ma-access. And then comma, and then yung weights natin dito. There. Okay? So that's our portfolio risk. Ang bilis, no? Ang bilis kaysa yung iisa-isahin natin yan ng terms. Control Shift Enter. Okay, but nagba-value. Yun natin ha. var cover M-mult ng weights, sum product, square root. Parang may kulang ako. 1, 2. Close is sum product. Naglag ko nga muna yung square root. Let me see ha. Ito yung original na formula natin, no? So, value. Bakit nagbavalue? Tama, variance, covariance. Sum product ng M-mult, weight matrix, and then the variance, covariance, and then the weight matrix. Tapos square root niya. Control Shift Enter. Bakit nag-error? Nag-error ba sa inyo, guys? Nag-error sa inyo? Guys, feedback please. Nag-error ba sa inyo? Okay. Okay sa inyo? Andali Oops. Tanggalin ko muna itong pangalan nito, var cover, baka dito eh. I-delete ko lang muna siya. Okay, let me see if it's the name that's causing the problem. Okay, F2. So I'm going to replace this with the, baka nagiging unstable because of the, okay. Tinanggal ko muna yung var cover na name. Okay, Control Shift Enter. Value pa rin. Okay, sa inyo guys, nagkaka-ano ba? Nagkaka-error? Okay, time na talaga, no? So, sobra-sobra na extension ko. Okay, thank you so much, guys. What I'm going to do is stop recording ko muna, and then I'll come up with another recording